The 2022 political realignments are already taking shape in this country, politically speaking. And as of now, we can clearly tell the direction they are likely to take. We can predict who is likely to decamp from party A to party B. We can clearly tell the regions which are likely to shift their political parties from the last general election. And one man who is likely to benefit the most is none other than the Deputy President, William Samoei Ruto. William Ruto is going to receive more political defectors than any other politician in this country because of three reasons. Number one, William Ruto formed a new political party called the United Democratic Alliance, which means those who are allied to him, politically speaking, in Jubilee, will join him to that party. Number two, William Ruto is one of the top contenders for the presidency in 2022. That alone will attract many people to his camp. And number three is the fact that as we speak today, William Ruto is one of the most organized politicians in this country, and he has the resources. So because he is organized and he has the resources, he can easily mobilize new members. He can appeal and request new members to join him. And this week, William Ruto received in his office or in his residence the Kiambu women representative, Honorable Wamuchomba. Wamuchomba was one of the key allies of President Uhuru Kenyatta and a defensive midfielder in Team Kieleweke. Wamuchomba comes from Kiambu, which is President Uhuru Kenyatta's home county. So it was a big blow for Jubilee to lose Wamuchomba. And William Ruto really celebrated the catch of Wamuchomba because previously, Wamuchomba, being Wamuchomba, used to be a thorn on the flesh of Team Tanga Tanga. And 2 weeks ago, we all remember that 2 weeks ago, Suleiman Shebal defected from Jubilee to ODM party. Shebal intends to contest for the Mombasa gubernatorial seat on ODM ticket because having ODM ticket in Mombasa will give him an added advantage over other politicians. And the mere fact that Joho is not contesting again gave him the courage to decamp from Jubilee party. And we all know that a lot of people have actually shifted camps. After the last general election, Raila Odinga lost some of his key allies. Boni Alwale, who played a key role in NASA, joined William Samoei Ruto. Aisha Jumwa, who played a key role for Raila Odinga's politics at the coast, joined William Samoei Ruto. The biggest catch for Ruto that time was none other than Johnston Muthama. Johnston Muthama was one of the financiers of Kalonzo Musyoka's party. And then there was Hassan Omar Sarai, a good friend of mine, who also defected to William Samoei Ruto. Actually, he defected before the rerun. And there are so many other politicians, including someone like Eliud Owalo, who defected from ANC, including people like Barack Moluka, a technocrat, and several others. So we are going to face several realignments moving forward. But what are some of the factors which are going to make people shift from party A to party B? What are some of these factors? The first factor is going to be local politics. Politics is a dynamic game. For example, someone like Shebal is shifting because for him to win in Mombasa, he needs the ODM ticket. Someone like Wamuchomba is defecting to UDA because the ground in central Kenya is the United Democratic Alliance. So, and because of those local politics, we are going to see politicians shifting. Remember, in the last election, William Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta were in one camp. In the next election, William Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta are not going to be in the same camp. Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta are going to be in the same camp. Musalia Mudavadi, Kalonzo Musyoka were with Raila Odinga in the same camp. I'm not sure whether they're going to be in the same camp again. And because of those dynamics, so many people are going to defect. For example, in Nairobi, there are certain people who are going to defect to other political parties based on the tribal formation. So local politics is going to be a major factor. Number 2 is the 2022 politics. And this one, I want to focus more on the personal interest of politicians. In this country, for example, we have so many governors, 42 governors. But then there are second-term governors who are actually the majority. So these second-term governors, where are they going to go to? Where are the second-term governors are going to go to? Someone like Mandago, still very young. Where will Mandago go? Someone like Hassan Joho, whose politics was just peaking. Where will he go? Someone like, for example, the Sia governor has options. For him, he can decide to go for the Senate, which he can easily win. He can decide to go for a leg parliamentary seat, which he can easily win. What about someone like Ongwae? What about someone like Josephat Nanok, who is serving his second term? So it means some of these people will look at the options available, which will be provided to them. Someone like Amason Kingi, where will Amason Kingi go to? Someone like Mvurya, where will Mvurya go to? So these second term governors, Mwangi wa Iria, Wambora, where will they go to? Their political interest was supposed to be catered for in the Building Bridges Initiative process. That did not happen. So it means they'll be weighing the options. If I join Kalonzo Musyoka, can I get a role in Kalonzo Musyoka's camp? Nanok has figured out that if he aligns himself with William Ruto, then his chances of making it to the cabinet is going to be so high. Someone like Hassan Joho is figuring out that if I stick with Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta and they form the next government, I'm going to be a powerful cabinet secretary or even a deputy prime minister if the Building Bridges Initiative process is going to go through. Someone like Kingi are waiting to see the camp which is likely to give them the best option. So 2022 is also going to play a key role in determining the political realignment. Number 3 is the political formations. So far in this country, the only candidate who is already up and about running is William Samoei Ruto. The rest are still waiting. Raila Odinga announced yesterday that a political tsunami is coming. So what political formation is going to come up? If Raila Odinga is going to team up with Kalonzo, is going to team up with Musalia Mudavadi, then we are going to see a lot of realignment. Someone like Sakaja, who is still waiting to see how things are going to fall, are likely to join that camp and contest for Nairobi. If they're going to be apart, it means people like Sakaja will have to wait and look at the options available. So the political formation, is Uhuru Kenyatta going to stick with Raila? If Uhuru Kenyatta is going to stick with Raila, how is that formation going to be accepted on the ground? Are they going to reject it or are they going to accept it? If it's going to be rejected, then it means majority of the people from the larger Mount Kenya region are going to run away from President Uhuru Kenyatta to another camp of the deputy president. If that formation is going to be acceptable to them, then some of them will even shift camp. So the political formation is going to dictate a lot of things. If Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka are not going to be on the same political camp, then it means there are some politicians, for example, in Nairobi, whose calculations were actually based on the fact that Kalonzo and Raila are together. If they're not going to be together, then these people are going to shift to other political formation. Number 4 is the Building Bridges Initiative process. Now, the biggest factor which is actually going to determine the political realignment in this country is the Building Bridges Initiative process. If it's not going to happen, then a lot of things are going to remain the way they are as at now. But if the Building Bridges Initiative process is going to come back to life and Kenyans vote yes to it, then we are going to witness major political realignments in this country. The Building Bridges Initiative process is going to come up with, number 1, several seats. So we are going to have a prime minister, we are going to have a president, a deputy president, a prime minister, and 2 deputy prime ministers. That's already 5. So it means at the top there, it will be possible, for example, William Ruto to appoint Moses Kuria as his running mate, and then appoint someone from Western Kenya as a prime minister, and then go somewhere else and identify someone as 2 deputy prime ministers. So those formations are going to play a role. Raila Odinga, for example, can be a presidential candidate, then he decides to have a running mate who is Kalonzo Musyoka, then Musalia Mudavadi, a prime minister. Then they have Joho and say someone else as the two deputy prime ministers. Those formations are also going to shape the local politics. They are going to shape the 2022 politics. And then they are also going to determine the formation. And because of those, they are going to affect in a big way the 2022 political formation. Number 5 is money, finance. Politics is a big business. As we speak today, there are so many people, some of them I know, who have actually defected to William Ruto's camp because of the prospects of getting money, getting personal money, and even the money for campaign. In fact, it is alleged that the main reason why majority of members of parliament are supporting Ruto or are in his camp is because of the kind of money he's giving them. I'm told there's a young man from Kisii who is a key player in Tanga Tanga. This young member of parliament, I don't know, but the moment he started working with Ruto, he was given a V8. You know, if you are given a V8 and every time you are given some money, I mean, who are you to reject such offer? There is another one at the coast. Another young member of parliament, again defected. Aisha Jumwa used to tell a friend of mine that every week he would go to the deputy president on Friday, he would be given 300,000 to go to the ground. You know, as a member of parliament who earns 1 point something million, then you are now given 300,000 to go to the ground. If you speak to most of these members of parliament, they are always overwhelmed with the demands of the constituents, funerals, what. So Aisha Juma was being given 300,000 every week to go to the ground. Then while on the ground, she was also being given some roads when Ruto was still powerful under this, was still very powerful in this government. She was told, identify roads, then we are going to make them. Look for the contractor. Again, making money there. So of all these politicians, who is likely to attract people based on his finance? Is it William Ruto? Will Raila Odinga be ready to part with money to attract aspirants to his camp? Will he be ready this time around to finance aspirants so that, let's say, in Mombasa, once nominations are done, then Raila Odinga is going to fund their campaigns? Will it be possible? Because I'm seeing a situation where Ruto is likely to finance some of these politicians, especially in areas which are going to determine the outcome. In Nyanza, I can't risk that. Maybe in Nairobi, I can't risk that. But there are certain places like Western. In Western, William Ruto is likely to spend a lot of his money. In Kisii, is likely to spend a lot of his money. And even in the Northeastern, where elders will be sitting to decide, money itatembea uko kwa wazee. And lastly is the party nominations. Which political party will be assuring their members of a free and fair nominations? ODM party, for example, I'm certain, even in Nyanza, so many people will shy off from running on that ticket because the fear they have is that the party will obviously have some preferred candidates. So a politician would think that instead of spending my time, resources, and energy on ODM nominations, why don't I just wait for them to nominate their guy? Then I try my luck. Because again, if you look at the ODM party, the truth of the matter is that in the last election, there are people who managed to win minus the ODM party. Shabir in Kisumu East won without the ODM ticket. Masara in Suna West managed to win without the ODM. Which other place? In Kisumu West here, Olaga Lodge has won twice without the ODM party. So what Olaga has been doing is that he's not in competition with ODM. He's waiting for them to identify their candidate. Then he's facing off with that candidate. That's only happening because of the party nomination. William Ruto and his United Democratic Alliance Party, I'm foreseeing a situation where they're going to have serious problems. Because the party is going to be attractive in some regions. In central Kenya, the larger Mount Kenya region, the party is going to be too attractive in Rift Valley. The competition is going to be stiff. The nominations is not going to be as expected, because the truth of the matter is that for you to conduct a nomination of a party, you require IBC. And because you can't afford that, political parties will always attempt a nomination exercise. And those nomination exercises cannot be to the satisfaction of all party members. So a lot of people after the nominations are going to defect to other political parties. So let us wait and see. But the truth of the matter is that new political realignments are taking shape in this country, politically speaking. Thank you guys for taking your time to watch this video. And if you're watching this channel for the first time, take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Enjoy your day.